Wait for my command, 'cause I don't think you're right. I don't love you anymore, and I hate you on my wall.
This last album we did in San Diego, and so we've heard people be like, it sounds like California rock, you know? Which is funny because we wrote it all in dark rehearsal spaces in Seattle in the pouring rain.
So we're Duke Evers and you're watching Band in Seattle.
Tonight on Band in Seattle, put on your dancing shoes for the rock and roll sounds of Duke Evers. Recorded live at Victory Studios. Band in Seattle, uncover the music that moves you.
Wait for my command, 'cause I don't think you're right. I don't love you anymore, and I hate you on my wall. If I could find the space, I don't love you anymore. Once I did, never again. Once I did.
Hey, my name is Josh, and I sing and play the guitar in Duke Evers, and when I'm not doing that, I work at a recreational cannabis store.
My name is Doom Butler, and I'm the bassist and keyboardist for Duke Evers, and I'm a professional musician in Seattle.
Hey, I'm Kyle Veazey. I play drums and backup vocals in Duke Evers. Josh and I met when I was looking for a roommate. I had just had an open house one day and had people come in, and he was one of the people, and he never left.
People that were coming to still check out the room just assumed that I lived there. We went two-piece for a long time, and we were fortunate to find the Dune Master.
Then he just hit me up and he was like, hey, we're looking for a bass player. Would you want to come do an audition? And so I went down and we had a really great jam. We worked on a new tune there they were working on and kind of did some arranging of it. And then at the end of it, they said, hey, we're supposed to go to San Diego for 2 weeks and record an album. Do you want to go? And I was like, well, absolutely. Like, you don't have to twist my arm about that one.
And I see her face. I see your face all over the place, and you're freezing, shaking cold. Take off your jacket and I warm your skin. Tell me, baby, where you want me to begin, and I'll go. Baby, so shake, 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 you shake it up. Break it off.
took a while for us to come up with a name.
We just needed a band name. We had such a horrible band name at the time. We were looking through books, we were looking through anything that we could, literally anything we could find.
Kind of went through a lot of names, and then we started watching all the Rocky movies back to back.
Me and Kyle get on these kicks. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be food, it could be movies, but we were on a Rocky kick. And I can't remember like the scene exactly, but it happened to be where like his name was on like a little plaque, and we just paused the movie.
And we just looked at each other like, Duke Evers, I think, let's do that. That sounds good.
Baby, 1, 2, 3. Take my hand and you're so far away. I found a place that I like to stay. It's kinda nice, but ain't all I was on. Baby, so shake, 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 shake it up. Break, 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 you break it up. Shake, 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 you shake it up. Break, 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 you break it up.
When we come back, we'll learn a lot more about Duke Evers.
And it's the next evolution of where this band is going sonically.
Everybody's pretty polite, which I enjoy.
Dune's a Swiss Army knife.
Shades of red and your Japanese scents.
Velvet Hips is a song that Kyle and I had written a little bit before Dune had gotten in the band.
I had a dream, and the Velvet Hips was kind of a part of this. And then we turned it into a song, and with the just huge open intro, and then we just smash into this chill driving groove.
Say my name is a cover.
Velvet Hips kind of took on this kind of like surfer vibe, you know?
It's the next evolution of where this band is going sonically. It's kind of an introduction, inviting people into that space.
Just the other day. You're not my baby, 'cause my baby's on and push me away.
Dune's a Swiss Army knife of a musician. He can do everything. He's a sharp dresser, but he's also a little, he's got the long hair, you know, kind of the hippie vibe.
Josh is one of the kindest, most thoughtful people that I've met, and he's got an incredible X factor on stage.
He works really hard, and he's always trying to come up with some new riffs and stuff, and come up with some new melodies and songs.
It's like he's like a cross between so many things. I think one thing he hears a lot is Elvis. He's got that kind of look.
I never consciously was like, I'm gonna try to act like Elvis or anything like that. So I started to like slick my hair back, and I started to watch all these older movies that I wanted to look like I was from the 50s. I didn't want to look like I was Elvis. That combined with me trying to figure out how to perform on stage created this stage persona.
And what'd you say when I told you not to play? You turned around and you did that anyway. So how the bass and how those stars tell me how I'm doing fine. And love me down and say you will. Tell me, baby, are you on time? Here we go!
And Kyle is like one of the nicest people I've ever met, and one of the greatest drummers I've ever met. They're both such nice people, just genuine people. And typically talent doesn't go with like authenticity of a person. So that's pretty special in my opinion.
I think that we can go really far off of just being genuine and kind.
In my life, in my life. So come around and just to let me know if there's a place that you would like to go. And I'll take you, or maybe two, maybe I swear I can be. There's a drug in the world that loves me, baby, just like you love me.
We're all there and we're all present when we're playing. And we all have very similar ideas of what should be happening as a band on stage with the music. There's an element of surprise, there's an element of improvisation. It's not just a rehearsed act. It becomes more than just a rock show. It's a real, living, breathing entity between all of us.
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
After the break, lots more to uncover about Duke Evers.
Pop kind of thing.
It's bad that we don't have a very good grasp on this.
She said, well, shoot, I like that shine on your Chelsea boots. I'm taking pictures. I don't really care for how the lights in the dark. So let's get to your part.
I had this one girl be like, is Chelsea about a really gross girl or something like that? I'm just like, no, it's actually about my boots, Chelsea boots.
And there's usually a girl named Chelsea in the crowd who kind of loses it over that.
They don't understand. Well, Chelsea says she's just
That was probably the first song I think I incorporated the Roland drum pad on.
Kinda like me. So meet me at the lake. I love the way your body shakes. It makes me shiver.
I kind of treat the boots like they are my girlfriend that has shown me all these cool things and taken me these cool places. So I am referring to them as they are like a girl, but they're just about my boots.
Get your mom and dad, cause they don't understand, they never will. Get your mom and dad, cause they don't understand. Why Chelsea, just to my
I think we're just trying to write kind of good pop, rock and roll.
I can't really say, I don't know, rock, pop kind of thing.
It's bad that we don't have a very good grasp on this.
There's good energy, I think, in all the songs, and it's loud and it's fun.
You know, everyone can be like, oh, I don't really know, we're a little bit of everything, but for us, it's good time, rock and roll, a little psychedelic in there, a little bit of melodic kind of melodies and things like that.
That's what I'll say to anybody else now who asks. It's just good.
And rhythmic. It's very rhythmic and very driving.
When I was younger and I wanted to get a guitar and lucky enough to be provided one of those, and at first I didn't really care for it. It was probably like 5th grade, and my dad was taking me lessons, and I hated it, to be honest. I hit about 8th grade, and that all changed, and I became obsessed with it.
You're gonna bring it up.
I ended up moving to Vancouver, Washington, and kids suddenly became interested in what I was doing. Playing for my friends and stuff like that is really, really what fueled my drive.
Take us to a day unknown. We gotta get apart. We're gonna shout it out loud. Oh, we separate. We're gonna make it hard. And I don't even try anymore. And I just hope the ghosts ain't at all. So creeping
I learned I had to find my own sound and my own thing. That's when I really started to write, and that probably happened around 19, 20. But really, when I moved to Seattle and I started Duke Evers is when I started to solely focus on that. It's just something that I've always loved to do, and like I said, regardless of whether I'm trying to make it a career or not, it would just be something that I would always do regardless. And it'll always be something that I do. I will always write and I will always record. And, whether that's for pleasure or, to go on tour or to whatever, it's just, I will always do that, so, yeah.
Raise your hands into the air and let that breeze flow through the air. And now you really feel it. You got you something to say. Oh, you really do. If this is everything. And I don't even try.
There's a lot more of Duke Evers coming up on Band in Seattle.
Anybody that says they don't is lying.
There's something about just living in a van that I love it.
Please don't let me down. 'Cause I don't think I can play anymore. So lay your head far from mine. 'Cause I don't think you will anyway. Please don't let me, please don't let me, please don't let me down. Please don't let me down.
As far as being famous, it's not something that I try to think about too much. Obviously, you do think about it. You think about it all the time. Anybody that says they don't is lying.
Earth escapes, and still you lie there with every word.
We have our moments where it does feel like we're kind of a little bit famous, but they're very, very short glimpses, I assure you.
You still care. When I turn around, I know you won't be standing there. Please don't let me, please don't let me, please don't let me down. Please don't let me, please don't let me. Please don't let me down, 'cause I know you were just like me. I know I could never my best friend all around and show her the coolest that she ever did see. I said, shake it up, shake it down.
I think the main goal is to hit the road for as long as we can right now. And we definitely want to go overseas as soon as possible.
We all like to be on the road. We all like to travel. I love seeing new places and meeting new people and connecting with people. That's what I love about touring.
I'd like to just stay on the road, honestly, because there's something about just living in a van that is, I love it.
Let me down, 'cause I know people just like you. I know that I could never say, 'cause I know people just like you. Shake it up, shake it down, and take my best friend all around and show her the coolest shit that she ever did.
To uncover more of the music that moved you tonight, go to bandinseattle.com, where you can learn more about Duke Evers and watch their full concert. Tune in next week to uncover more music that moves you on Band in Seattle.